The chief executive of British Airways says he can't understand why the United States still refuses to open up for transatlantic travel. Sean Doyle tells me tonight that BA is facing a huge challenge, both with the US routes shut and with the UK traffic light system for travel that are, in his words, not fit for purpose. Doyle's been in charge at British Airways for almost a year. Today, he unveiled a new sustainability drive called A Better World. The airline's working with BP on greener fuels. 10% of its fuel will be sustainable by 2030. Sean Doyle has been in crisis mode ever since he took over as CEO last year. BA's been suffering an identity crisis of sorts as it tries to dig itself from the pandemic. Its reputation as Britain's flag carrier at Heathrow has taken a hit. Its most lucrative long-haul routes have been shut. Costs have been cut. Now it's planning a new operation from London Gatwick that'll focus on short-haul routes. Sean Doyle says he can make sure BA comes out of the pandemic a better airline. For now, though, his most immediate problem is US travel. In an exclusive interview at Heathrow Airport this morning, he told me the current US rules make no sense.
Well, what I'm trying to figure out is why it's not open. And I think, there isn't much in terms of data or science that suggests it should be closed. Because we have high levels of vaccination in Europe, high levels of vaccination in the UK. The pandemic is very well overseen in these countries. Yet you can travel from other countries which aren't as in good a position, but you can't from Europe and the UK. So, considering the trading links and the relationship, I find it very strange that we haven't picked this apart yet and opened up.
Okay, are you putting pressure? Well, you are putting pressure, but if I look back at the G7, it was as if no pressure was going to work on the Americans. So what more can you and the British do?
Well, I think you're right. It is a political process, and I think we keep outlining the economic impact of staying closed and the human impact. So there's a lot of people haven't been able to visit family in the US. They haven't been able to reunite. Both countries have huge amounts of foreign direct investment going both ways, and that's going to be impacted by this impasse.
Until the US is properly open, you are going to be flying with one eye patch, one hand tied, and arguably a leg strapped.
It is challenging, there's no two ways about it, because we were the biggest North Atlantic.
You can't make money until the North Atlantic opens up.
We were the biggest carrier across the North Atlantic, and we'd built a very strong proposition there. So you're correct, it's a very important market to us. But we need more than the US opening up. We need to simplify the UK traffic light system. That's overly complicated. It's out of sync with what other European carriers are operating to. And I think the UK industry is being held back as a consequence of a system which isn't fit for purpose anymore.
Not fit for purpose, that's strong.
Yes, I think we need to simplify it. I think double vaccinated travellers should be able to travel freely without testing. And I think we should simplify both the standard of testing and the cost of testing for those who aren't. We see countries across Europe adopt simpler frameworks, and they're having no different outcomes to what we're seeing in the UK.
The low-cost Gatwick operation, now it's been explained to me. This is really just mixed fleet version 2. This is just lowering your cost base so you can run a leisure operation out of Gatwick.
Well, I think what it is, it's about creating the right platform to compete at Gatwick. And Gatwick is different. It is a point-to-point market. It has a lot of leisure traffic. Its competitive set is different to what we have at Heathrow. And we need to be able to compete there if we're going to go back in. We need an efficient cost structure, but we also need flexibility in the way we run the business.
But it's not a low-cost carrier.
It's going to be the BA brand. It will maintain the BA brand proposition, but it will have an efficient platform. It will be competitive, but also it will have autonomy to run the business the way it needs to.
There are rumours that at some point IAG may decide to sell off BA as being the non-Brexit, the other bit. Could you ever see that?
Look, rumours are always out there, and a brand like British Airways and the airline business attracts a lot of speculation. So I don't have any comment to make on that. We're working very well as part of IAG, and we believe in the IAG model, and I think it's been a role model for consolidating over the last decade. And I think, we as a group of airlines will be stronger together when we come out the other end of this.
So there's no plans of which you are aware?
You've heard those rumours. I actually haven't heard those rumours, so I think it'd be unfit for me to comment.
Finally, perhaps the most important thing we're going to talk about now is what you're going to do with BA. You and I were talking earlier about the feeling that the luster's off. that it's not in the top premium brands of airlines. How are you going to restore that?
Well, I think BA is a brand which sets huge expectations. It's got a great legacy, it's got a history of innovation, and it holds a very special place in the hearts and minds of customers. It creates a high bar that we got to meet, and I think my challenge is to meet that bar. Things we want to stand for are quality, differentiation and excellence. They're the things that get the people of British Airways humming, and I think if we can create clarity of purpose and commit to that consistently, we'll get our customers and our people in a very, very good place. And I think we will come out of the other end of this pandemic a better airline than we went into it.
Your predecessor started to spend towards the end. New cabins in business and in first, improved food provision. I guess the question is, can you do it? Can you restore BA?
Well, I think the first thing I would say is we continue to invest in the business. We continue to take delivery of new aircraft. We continue to configure our planes with new product and improve our catering proposition. So I think we're committed to excellence in terms of the customer experience, and that will carry on. We also are committed to sustainability, which is a very important part of how we will run our business in the future.
I want to talk about that. 10% by 2030. The fuels are more expensive, but hopefully the cost will come down. The demands and the amount are huge and probably are impossible for current manufacturing to create 100% across the industry anyway. So how do you think aviation is being unfairly tagged here? It's only 2% of emissions.
Well, I think it's whether it's unfair or not, we've got to deal with sustainability in the industry. And the reality is what we do is very important to the global economy. We also need a longer pathway to get to a sustainable net zero aviation technology. And that will take time. And we need to find a number of initiatives in the meantime before we get there. These include sustainable aviation fuel, carbon offset, and also investing in new technologies. So all of that we're committing to. Sustainable aviation fuel, creating a mandate of 10%, I think will drive the supply side. People will start investing in that capability, and that's important. And the more we scale it, the more efficient it becomes.
What would you like people to say about the Doyle tenure as the CEO of BA? When it's over.
When it's over.
When you're finally shoved out the door.
Well, I want it to be a brand that stands for a number of key values. 1, we commit to excellence. 2, we care about our customers. 3, we innovate. And 4, we're a company that's open-minded and diverse. I think if we can get those values embedded and deliver consistently, we leave a great legacy. But more importantly, we need to get the business back on its feet. And to invest in the things we want, we've got to start getting trading again and generating profits. So, I wouldn't underestimate the challenge that we do face to kind of restore the business, but I think we're on the right path.
Sean Doyle of British Airways. We'll watch and follow.